Welcome back to the Wayfinder's Path. I'm Chanel Barona, and this week we are doing a collective reading for the full moon in Libra. So let's talk a little bit about what that entails. So full moons are all about illuminating things coming to a climax, to a head, and us really seeing and getting a feeling for where we stand in certain situations. Now, Libra tends to rule how we fit into a community and our close partnerships. So we're looking at the people around us, our most intimate relationships, and we're reevaluating what is working, what isn't. Full moons in Libras can easily be starts to relationships or ends to relationships. So depending on what's happening for you at this time, know that it's pretty significant. If something's falling away, that's not something you really need to worry about. Sometimes people come into our life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. This may be one of those connections. Now, if you have a new conversation starting within a community, within a relationship, or you are taking a next step, you could be committing, but a lot of times there's going to be big communications coming up right now around our most intimate partnerships. The other thing worth mentioning too is because we are opposite Chiron as well, and Chiron rules our deep wounds, so maybe we've got some fears that we're having to dig through in order to deepen our commitments and deepen our intimacies at this time. I'm going to jump right into our card reading for the collective, and we'll see kind of what comes through today. All right. Today I am using the Weaver Tarot from Threads of Fate. I'm really excited to get to know this deck just a little bit more. All right, so for a lot of us, we have been waiting for a long time for things to shift, to find out like where we stand within certain connections and certain partnerships, but we haven't seen how it's going to be moving forward. This is in our past position. We have the Hanged One reversed, which indicates that we're going to be moving forward after a period of stagnation that is coming to an end. Things that are ending though right now, they carry a lot of weight. They carry a lot of grief. The things that are coming up, like I said, we do have Chiron opposite, which is, a push and pull between our intimacy partnerships and our wounding. So we're having those wounds up on the surface. We have the Five of Cups in the present position. And the Five of Cups talks about a couple of things. It talks about the semi-permanence of grief, how something that happened, a wound, a trauma, that pain doesn't just go away. Loss, they don't just disappear. And sometimes all we have to do is hold space for what's coming up. Make sure that we look at it, we examine it. We don't try to shove it away. We don't try to push it, because at the end of the day, those things that we don't acknowledge, they're going to prevent us from deepening our connections and surrounding ourselves with the kind of intimacy and love that we want. So you may be considering different options, coming to conclusions, realizing that something isn't for you. That being said, the Five of Cups has 5 cups. 3 of them are tipped over and spilled, but 2 are yet standing. It is time to focus on the relationships that do bring you joy, that do give you the love and support that you desire. This isn't a time to focus on all of the negative. It's a time to focus on the positive and hold space for the sadness and grief that may come for the things that are falling away right now. Now, what do we have coming in? Oh, goodness. All right, we have a few different things coming in. So I'm going to go ahead through, like we did in the last video. We're going to read through each one of these. I want you to take the ones that resonate. Some of these may not be for everybody. I have 5 different cards here. I feel like some of you, it may be 2 or 3. Some of you, it's going to be a bit more than that. So first off, we have Judgment. Some of this has been kind of long overdue. Like, this is the time where you're making the decision. This can be ultimatums, decisions being made on things that you've been waiting for a long time to hear about. The thing about Judgment, though, is because of the decision made, you now know what direction you're going. You know what your future is going to look like, because it takes away that lack of clarity, that not knowing where you're going, just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Well, the shoe's dropping, and with that comes clarity. Again, refer back to that 5 of Cups for any emotional turmoil that brings up. But know that these things that are coming to an end right now, they really are, they've taken up their time. They no longer have purpose, and you don't need to carry them with you anymore. Just take care of your heart during this transition period. 3 of Coins. So some of us are starting in new areas. We've been, over the course of the last few months, really exploring a lot about our authenticity and what that looks like. Now, the 3 of Coins is the apprentice. This is someone who is learning a new craft. This is asking you to have grace when you make mistakes, None of us start out perfect when we first start doing things. And really try to enjoy the process. Also, maybe look for a mentor or look for people that can help inspire you, can help guide you, and help you refine this path for yourself. You don't have to do it all alone, but you do have to put in the work to get to the level that you want to get at. Next, we have temperance. Now, this one has two meanings. It speaks to balance and the middle path, not doing anything to extremes. This is pure Libra energy, this Libra full moon. It's not asking you to make an extreme move over here or over here. It's about taking all of the different pieces of your life and going, what is the way that I can move the most efficiently towards the next thing? That judgment card also has big Libra energy. You know, the judge, the jury, the decision has been made, the line has been drawn in the sand, and where do you stand on it? The other meaning of temperance is also the tempering of steel. It folds back in on itself and becomes stronger because of what it's been through. So know that as long as you're finding this middle path, you're not getting pulled in any crazy directions all at once, that you're not being impulsive, you're taking the good and the bad and knowing that it all averages out in the middle. Next, we have the Ace of Swords reversed. Some of us are still trying to find that direction. Some of us still feel like they don't have a clear idea of where you're going and what is coming next. So that means right now is a great time to use the energies that are around to create your vision, to really put some thought into what you want to do. Full moons, again, are about illuminating things, getting clarity and being able to see things that were previously unseen. So use this full moon energy to really imagine what comes next. Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus is everything that we desire. So really make sure that you're leaning into your desires. That can be your guiding star. That can be the thing that drives you and shows you the direction, even if you don't know all of the things along the way. Right now is the time to start finding some clarity. What are you leaning towards? What are you working towards? Pick something. Pick one destination and head towards that. And along the way, you're going to learn other things. But this full moon right now is a really good time to get a bit more illumination and clarity. And it might start with knowing what you don't want. And that's okay if that's the only place you're at right now. Eventually, you're going to start finding things you do want. The other one here we have is the Three of Swords reversed. Now, with the Five of Cups and Three of Swords in, I know that there is some emotionally painful shit that we are going through right now. And the Three of Swords reversed, though, the blessing of that is that it's the healing that comes after the pain. Because you're holding space for what you feel, because you are doing the inner work, you're able to heal and not carry that trauma forward. So those of you that have been doing some serious introspection over the last month, well, it's paying off. Know that the feeling of your heart healing, that's coming for you. And you're not alone. You have all of the resources that you need. And I just want to grab a couple more cards to kind of conclude this for everybody today. But overall, I feel like there's a lot of releasing, as most full moons do have. But there are chapters closing out that are leading to bigger and better things. The things that are falling away, they're done. Again, hold space for the feelings that are coming up, but don't focus on the spilt milk. Focus on what's still standing, what's good. You know, Libra really rules. It's our aesthetic. It's what we desire. It can be diplomacy. That's very much so that kind of middle path, like mediating and not taking the extreme reaction that maybe you're feeling called to, because let's be real, the sun is still in Aries, and Aries is volatile and direct. But finding the balance between the Aries and Libra axis is the idealism. That's what they share. And try to focus on your ideals right now. Try to focus on the things that you know that this is the best way they could be. This is what you dream, the highest aspirations of what you have. And they're also both cardinal signs, so it's time to go for it. This is where you can really actually start things and start projects. And just to close us out for a couple of messages for everybody here listening today, if you've made it this far, and we have two cards. This one was actually already upside down. We have the Ruler of Coins and the Sun. Now, the Ruler of Coins is equivalent to the King of Pentacles in some of the other decks. This is about building long-term stability. You are grounded regardless of what's going on. You also have big abundance energy coming in with this. You know, the King of Pentacles is rock solid. What you're building now, this is stuff you can count on. These are the things that you can build upon. You can build abundance. And we also have the Sun, which is like the biggest just yes in the deck. You know, the sun is just like everything is going to be good. The sun is shining, everybody's happy. And knowing that all the pain and the things that are coming up right now that don't feel good, once you're on the other side of that, the foundation is super strong for what you're going to build next. And it's divinely blessed, it's divinely guided. And if you only listen to it, it's going to show you the rest of the way. Now, I don't have a lot of time today, so I am going to go, but I hope that you can take this message and find some things that resonate. I will drop some info below of any upcoming events and where you can connect with me. I'm mostly available for personal readings if you feel called. Have a wonderful rest of your day, Wayfinders.